Hey, hey, we're back. Look at this. Another week has come, and we got to get things going. We have a pretty good lineup today, I feel. Good eBay stuff all the way around, which is always really exciting. And we have some tasty beverages to enjoy for the show today as well too. So, welcome to live at 12:45. And we'll watch the auctions end. It's just generally a really good time. We have, I think, 16 auctions to go through today, and we have them in the 5 minute increments and two at a time. So the show should end at about 1:35. That should be the last set of auctions. Um, and we have the bonus items today. Could be exciting, could be a drag. Who knows? Who knows? This is interesting. Let me hit refresh on this one. Oh, there we go. All right. So, what is going on today? I've been listing items like crazy for next week, which is always a chore. But I again, I just think we might have a really good show. So we'll see. I'm always optimistic. I think things are going to go higher than they are, and you just kind of hope anyway. So let's hear. Let's kick things off with our good old buddy Nissan here. Hey, Nissan. Nice to see you, buddy. And what are we drinking in the Nissan today? We got, this is kind of a cool beer. This is my last one of these, a sampler pack, right? So it's Summit. It's a blonde ale, but cold brew coffee in there. And I question if it has any real caffeine, because I think they made that illegal in Minnesota, but I can't remember. But regardless, it tastes quite good. Most of the coffee beers I've had have always been like a dark, which I still like the dark. But the problem always is with the coffee beers is you only want to drink one and you're like, oh, I can't drink any more of those, right? Well, this puppy here, this is quite delicious. I'm not going to lie. It's a blonde ale with a coffee flavor. And that's good. So let's get this started. Oh, God, that sounded good. Thank you, Nissan. Thank you, Nissan. All right, well, why don't we bring up the main screen here, and we can just go ahead and check out these two auctions right away. No need for the applause. These aren't going to be the highest end ones right after that. It's okay. So, it should be a good time. Why don't we take a look at, first of all, we have this. These are not going to end here for 12 minutes about. And we just got our first bid on this Backstage Assault, which I was wondering if eBay was even going to let me have that up there, because it just sounds kind of wrong, doesn't it? Backstage Assault. Like I went to a Justin Bieber concert and there was a Backstage Assault. Or, we won't go P. Diddy. Anyway, should be a good time. Hey, look at that. Michael Lamont is in the house. Nice to see you, Michael. How's that Atari been treating you? Have you played it yet? Anyway, let's kind of run through what we have for auction today. So the first two auctions, which we just saw, the Backstage Assault for Nintendo 64, and we had the Jenny Stick for the Sega Genesis. Then the next two auctions, we have the Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time Master Quest. So I was describing that incorrectly in the video earlier. I guess when they remade it for the GameCube, I want to say, they made a different version of the game that's quite a bit harder, or something like that. And this is that version that someone ported over to the N64, and it plays in a normal N64. So pretty cool in its own sense. Now over here, I wonder if there's a way to do something. I just thought of an idea. Kind of like the idea, but anyway. Then we have also an 8-game lot for the Game Gear for Sega. And you can see that here. We got like Star Wars, Streets of Rage, Robotniks, some really good stuff in there. It's sitting at $22.50. There's some wiggle room in this one, I think. We got 15 watchers on there too. The next sets, we got the Scooby-Doo Mystery, and that is for the Super Nintendo in the original box. We have 25 watchers on that. That's sitting at $12.55. I think we're going to get some healthy snipes on that. Four Loco. does Four Loco mean again? Like for crazy? I don't even know. Huh. Pretty exciting though. Got to make sure that I do have my mic kind of working. I hope the mic's sounding better. I have a new microphone. I still feel there's quite a bit more room to improve. Hence, I'm wearing this silly headset too. It's a long story with that. I'm hoping to get rid of that here soon. But anyway, we have Mario Party for N64 that's sitting at 15. My good neighbor friend Peter sent me a link that they're making a Nintendo 64 third party that is 4K. And he had the question, does that mean they're going to be re-releasing games? I said, no, it doesn't really work that way, I don't think, Peter. This is just a company making a system that'll play the original N64 games. It's good for people like me who sell Nintendo 64 games, but it will upconvert them to a 4K graphic, essentially. So it's kind of a cool thing. All right, the next set of auctions are going to be the Silpede for Sega CD, which was one of my favorite shooters. And then also Star Wars Rogue Squadron for N64. Look at that, $550. That's a bargain. Only 4 watchers, too, so that one can get in there. Oh, hasn't played the Atari yet. Katie's in the house. A little late on my very important date. Ooh. Four Loko is a caffeinated drink that they made illegal. Oh, that is good. So, yes, Katie, you haven't missed any of the auctions yet. So, the next set, we have our first Atari Jaguar game we've sold on the channel here. We have many more to come. This is one of the only ones I think I had as a loose cartridge, so I'm just kind of testing the waters with it. I have this game unopened, sealed yet, too. So that could be an exciting auction down the road, but again, just kind of feeling it out. We got 9 watchers sitting at $12.50. This New Wave Toys Change Machine, this thing kind of teased me off just a hair. Okay, so I put this up. I knew they're planning on making another one and releasing it relatively soon. So I thought I'd get it up and sell it since it's been sold out for over a year or so. And got it up. And they put it up for sale yesterday. And they have a sale on it, even $60 brand new. So I've already had a bid retraction because the guy probably just went over there and bought it. But I'm kind of torqued at New Wave Toys for doing that right now. I wish they wouldn't reproduce any of the old stuff. They just make new things. Now, granted, when they have reproduced things, they make a slight change to them. So there is value in this older one because it is the original. So there's some importance there. So we'll see how this goes. So we have, in the next set coming up, too, we have a Nintendo 64 console, the charcoal gray, with a controller, power brick, and TV adapters. And that is interesting because the Nintendo 64 controller feels like the analog's almost brand new on it. So that is a really big deal because most Nintendo 64 controllers analogs start to droop, which isn't really a good thing. So anyway, go with that. Emergency, Brain Dead 13 has less than an hour to go. Well, I should refresh this actually, because these prices may have all changed, right? I didn't though. But less than an hour to go. Look at 31 minutes, and it's at 99 cents. Hold on. So 20 minutes ago, I went to the 3DO page on Facebook and posted that, hey, this is sitting at 99 cents yet, and it only has an hour to go. Get your bids in. So maybe it'll do something, maybe it won't. We'll see. Then we have the Donkey Kong Country that's sitting at $30. 16 watchers is a pretty good number. This is the original box. It's all complete, so that's pretty sweet. Then we have the Game Elf 412 Vertical Arcade JAMA unit. And that is interesting one because that was in my cocktail cabinet, and I changed it over to another one. And this is a really good, a lot better than a 60-in-1 JAMA. So for those of you that don't know what I'm even talking about here, this hooks up to original arcades. And if you think of arcade monitors, you have like your horizontal, right? And then you have your vertical ones. They're taller than they are wide, or vice versa, right? So this is for taller than wide. What games is that? That's like a Miss Pac-Man, right? Galaga is a vertical. A lot of the shooters, like old Centipede, things like that, those are all vertical monitors. And when you have like a cocktail cabinet, which is kind of like those old arcades you used to see at the Pizza Hut, you'd sit down and face each other face to face, looking down at the screen, and you'd play games like Donkey Kong, for instance, one of my favorite all time. And that game is a vertical, and it's on here as well too. But this has 412 of those games, and it can plug right into a JAMA harness, and it takes over the whole arcade. So if you buy an old arcade, you can just stick this in, and all of a sudden everything works, assuming the monitor's good. And the bonus items, Katie's favorite. Rest in peace, Vinny. You're a great dog, but here we have what kept you well in the yard for many years and trained you well, the PetSafe wireless pet fence. So this was a collar that Vinny would wear during training, and it would beep if he got near the property line, and if he crossed it, he would get a little shock. Friendly, huh? But he only got shocked once that I know of, and he never wanted to get shocked again. So it did its purpose. Actually kept him in the yard very well. So this is kind of a cool item because what's nice about this one is you don't have to bury any lines. It just shoots a radius out around your house so you kind of put it in a center part of your house somewhere, and the dog can run free in your yard and he just won't leave. Because you get one for these for bear. Didn't even think of that till now, Katie. And then we have a VHS collection, the trilogy of Indiana Jones, the original trilogy, and it's a box set and it's still sealed. So how about that? That's exciting. Now let's get back to these two bad boys. We got 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go. We got the Backstage Assault still sitting at 99 cents, and we got the Jenny Stick joystick for the Sega Genesis Vintage. Or your kids. That could be interesting. I thought that you wanted the kids to leave sometimes, though. That's what's kind of confusing me, I guess. Just checking out this new microphone. It's kind of silly. All right. So let's see here. As we're sitting here waiting, talk a little bit about some of the auctions I put up today. And the bonus item for next week is a laptop that's broken. So I listed a broken laptop up there on eBay. I need help posting my first post this weekend. Yeah, Katie, it's calling you. We don't even have to do it on the weekend. It could be a weeknight thing, too. Might be better to do it sober, if you know what I mean. Just saying. But who's ever sober? Laptop that I a couple weeks ago during the stream, it just cut off halfway through because the laptop literally died. And I ended up cracking it open the right way, didn't damage it at all. And I took the hard drive out, inspected it, can't figure out what's wrong with it. So I'm putting up on eBay is for parts. And it's such a nice laptop. 13th generation i9. I mean, geez. 4600 graphics card, GeForce. And 16 gigs of DDR5. Really nice laptop. But hey, it's worth nothing to me. eBay suggested I put it up for parts at 400. So it could be kind of a fun one next week. So we'll see what happens. Better sell it than throw it away, right? Yeah. That works too. But don't I drink? I think you must be drinking right now, Katie. Is that what you're saying? Jeez Louise. A minute, 10 seconds. We're getting close. Yeah, so we have Thanksgiving coming up here, and we're having in-laws over, and I just found out that Stacy, my wife, her brother, is actually coming this year with his wife. So we're going to have 6 people, and we're not doing traditional. We're not doing turkey. I'm smoking 6 racks of ribs. And we're going to kind of have it more of a barbecue. I hope that doesn't offend them too much, but I mean, it's not like it's a religious thing to eat turkey. It's so rare that I have a good turkey on Thanksgiving anyway. But, kind of is what it is. All right, we're getting down to that 25-second mark. Anything below 20 is technically a snipe, I say anyway, right? So we see what happens here. So we're at 99 cents and $13.50. There has been bids this morning on the Jenny Stick. Kind of a weird little device. But this is kind of a soft launch for the 2 first auctions. I don't think we're going to get rich on either of these.
And I'm just kind of glad to be getting rid of the Backstage Assault. And that ends at 99. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's kind of sad, isn't it? Oh, boy. That's getting cheesy, guys. I know, I know. I have a new soundboard so I can make weird noises whenever I want to, huh? All right. So let's get back in here. And let's see the next two items. So we have, I really don't like it when items end at 99 cents. It's quite a bit of work to shoot a video, to buy a box, to pack the box, and to ship it for 99 cents. They at least pay the shipping. But eBay's taking 15% of my 99 cents. So I'm getting paid 85 cents for that transaction. Got them right where I want them, I guess, right? So here we are with kind of that unique game that's Zelda. So this Zelda Master Quest, again, it's a remake of the original for the N64, but I believe it's much more harder. And so we'll just kind of see how this goes. So we have 8 people watching that and 15 watching the Game Gear games. And 3 minutes and 41 seconds to go. 3/4 in the machine at Big Dog. There you go, Katie. We can turn that. Maybe I'll hit the honey hole and get like $5 out of those 3/4. That'd be something, wouldn't it? Speaking of Big Dog, I think I have an idea. I think we should go to Big Dog for church night. What do you guys think? I agree with you. You're right. I think it only makes sense. So, yeah, let's do that. We should do some church night. So, pretty exciting. So, we are at 1550 still and 2250. And who knows? What do we have to go here? Oh, I need to be doing a task while I'm doing this, to be honest. I'm going to have to actually kind of hide my screen from you guys because I don't. Well, maybe we'll start out without hiding the screen from you guys. How about that? Gonna see some of the fun parts of doing eBay. And we had a knucklehead last week buy the Mortal Kombat 2 and never pay for it. And his name is Raymond. Why can't I see when I click on his name? I know that sounds weird, doesn't it? Raymond Gonzalez. Hey, Raymond, you suck. How about that? So we're going to cancel him now. If you continue to cancel the current item, it'll be taken off your listing and you can relist it. All right, we're going to continue. And we're going to relist it. I wanted to relist it at this time so that it shows up as the auction times next week. Complete your listing. Everything looks good, I think, still. We'll just have it list right away. There's no offers, right? List it. So, Raymond, you suck, and you're going to get added to my do not sell to customer list. How do you think of that? Sorry, I don't like him. Let's see, what is on the chat? I gotta look up. It's hard to read the chat. No, I'm on Big Dog Cleanse. I'm also Dance Mom tonight for Carpool. What a loser. Jeez. So, I ran my bake statements detail Excel again. Oh no. That's too bad. Katie, here, let me play a sound clip for you that I enjoy that might make you feel better.
I'm freaking pumped! I've been drinking green tea all goddamn day!
Anyway, you can do that whenever you read your bake statement. Drink some green tea. How about that? All right, so we're down to 30 seconds. We're not getting a lot of movement here, are we? Kind of a slow day. It's raining here. I wonder if people are scared to open up their pocketbooks. You know, new president coming into play. I'd like to see the Zelda game go a little bit higher, to be honest. I'd like to see the Game Gear games go a little higher. There's some decent ones in there. Streets of Rage is pretty cool, but we're at 15. Did that just go up $1? I think it did. I think we had another $36. Oh, we're getting snipes in here left and right for that Game Gear. And we got a snipe in for Zelda too. So that's a good deal, folks. I still can't hear the snipes in my current setup. So anyway. So the Zelda ended at $31 and the Game Gear games ended at $36.50. And why is the $36.50 important? Because anytime I was making more than $4 a game, I was doing really well on the Game Gears. So I made more than $40 a game in there. So that's really good. All right, let's refresh and let's get the next games up. Ooh, Mario Party just went up. That wasn't at 61 before when we were on that screen, so that's good. $61 for the Mario Party. It was at 41 before, so it's gone up $20. And the Scooby-Doo, this one has the biggest snipe potential, I think, of the day. I really do. But we will see. I wish the box was in perfect condition, which it is not. Which is always sad, right? But Scooby-Doo is always exciting. Our good friend Lila, she had her birthday this week, and I think tomorrow is a very big day for her as well, too. But she's a big Scooby-Doo fan. And if she was actually watching this, maybe she would bid on it. Kind of doubt it. I don't think she has a Super Nintendo. But pretty cool, though. Let's see, there's nobody... I used to always save my Super Nintendo boxes back in the day. Because I didn't like the way the game stacked up, because you couldn't really see the names. And if you put the protective plastic cover on them, they would like lean like this because it'd be thicker on that end than the other. It was just kind of silly. I lost the majority of my Super Nintendo collection back in the day due to some kind of a freak situation, and still have some, and we haven't been listing much of it yet, but we will be listing more. I sold that empty box from one of those games back in the day, that Final Fantasy 2. I think I got like $100 for an empty box. Which I have another empty box lot going up this next week. For this week, it's kind of a fun little auction. I got some interesting things besides the laptop going up for this week. So, you got to make sure to check it out, and we'll kind of check it out toward the end of the show here. We can kind of do a run through because they'll be listing as we're talking as usual. Yeah. I'm gonna try to report that Gomez guy or whatever. You can't leave a buyer negative feedback, which I think is absolute crap. If you commit to buy, it's like a contract, right? You're placing a bid, whatever, and then you don't respond. You send him extra invoices. You do all this stuff. You don't even exist. Then you read his feedback, and he gets positive reviews that just say he never paid for item, terrible eBayer. They have to give him positive. It's the only way you can type anything. It's just bizarre. People like that, I don't know. Another really interesting new thing with eBay News, speaking of kind of funky, is I am now shipping internationally. So, open the floodgates. eBay started something new this week. So my items going up today are the first ones to do this. But you can now buy from anywhere in the world on eBay, and what happens is I ship it to an eBay hub. eBay takes care of all the forms and everything like that and ships it to the end customer. Doesn't cost me anything extra, and if there's like a return or anything like that, eBay will handle it. Like, I don't even have to do anything with it. So if something got damaged, like going to Germany, and the guy wants his money back, eBay will work with him. And if eBay gives him his money back, I don't even know about it. Like, it doesn't cost me anything. So that's kind of interesting. So we'll see how this goes. But I am pretty excited about it. Scott, I don't know if you're watching, but if you read up on that they automatically default you to that new setting. So don't be shocked, but you're usually on top of things. So I'm sure you know all about this. People were doing this kind of that way before. Hey, Scooby-Doo just went up. We're under the 20 seconds. We're at 1950 Scooby-Doo and 61 Mario Party. We got 8 seconds to go. We're going to get any more snipes than the one we just got in Scooby-Doo. Yep, Scooby-Doo is up to 2050, 2241, and we ended them both. All right, so we got a little bit of a snipe action there. We'll take it.
Wow!
All right, so we had a nice little pickup on the Scooby-Doo, which I would hope that would have gone for more, to be honest, but 2241, I'll take it. Mario Party went higher than I expected at the 61, so, you know, you win some, you lose some. That's the way it kind of works, right? Oh, look at this Rogue Squadron sitting here at 550. That is a really fun game, and I don't think it gets enough credit. What's interesting about Rogue Squadron is it's one of the games that can use the RAM expansion pack for the N64. So if you look at a Nintendo 64, on the top there's a little thing that you can open up, and they always had like this label in there that says "Do not remove." And what it is, it's a jump pack that's naturally in there, and I believe that's all the RAM for the system. So they made the RAM upgradable on the N64, which is funky in its own sense. Because if you rewind back, like the Sega Saturn had a cartridge slot on top, and it kind of looked like Genesis cartridges or even a Nintendo 64 cartridge, truly, right? And you could add RAM or more saving capabilities. There was flash space you could use too. So it was an expansion part, right? Well, Rogue Squadron, Star Wars Rogue Squadron for the Nintendo 64 is a game that's compatible with expandable RAM card. And what makes it interesting is a lot of them you could play only if you had the cart or the game wouldn't work. But this game works with or without the cart. So it just kind of improves the graphics, I think. And that's my assumption anyway, if you have the cart. But I think it kind of scares some people because I think some people thought you had to have it to own the game. And you don't. But I don't know. Kind of talking out of my ass half the time anyway, right? That is a nice tasting beer. It's got just the aftertaste of the coffee. I really like that. What I really don't like, though, is when there's stickers on the back of the cartridge. Sad. I do like this game, though, Silpy. I'm running low on Sega CD inventory. I got to look for some really big lots and buy in big bulk at expensive prices so we can keep bringing some of these games back. Kind of like what I did, I proved out with the Game Gear. Made a good profit on that big lot so far. So, I just got to find the right auctions and make that happen. Keep the business going, folks. Got to keep it going. Yep. Well, we're coming down to 1:46. I just don't know what to say. There is a show I was just watching, or I didn't finish it from last night show, but Oak Island. I don't know how many of you guys watch Oak Island, but what is the beer for those of us are actually working today? Well, here it is. Here it is, Nate. It is the Summit Blonde Ale Cold Brew Coffee. And I was talking about a little bit earlier is that most of these coffee beers are done with like a dark, like a stout maybe or something like that. And this is actually a blonde ale with a coffee flavoring to it. And I think it's very superior to the others. And I love dark beers, don't get me wrong. But this is tasty. And Mr. Nissan here keeps it nice and cold for me. Thank you, Mr. Nissan. Oh, you've had it. Nice. Way to go. I might start thinking I need a hobby for the winter. There you go, Katie. Tell you what, Katie. If you ever want to guess the number behind my back, you don't even have to go to Big Dog. We can gamble that way. All right, we're coming down to 10 seconds. Are we going to get any action here?
Cillipede for $10.50 complete in case. This is a slow day if it goes for that, folks. Oh, we got a little bit of action, Whoa, those are some weak actions at the end there, but we did get kind of sniped, so I guess we gotta... All right, so there you go. Got a couple of bucks. Help pay for a beer, maybe. This is my big test one here. This Atari Jaguar cartridge just sitting out there in the wilderness, waiting for action. And if this goes over $60, this coin thing, there's something wrong in the world, but how much is my shipping? Shipping, it says, at least to my area, to me, it's like $10. New Wave Toys charges a fortune for shipping. Why? I really don't know, because they're charging way above list. And I think it's kind of criminal in its own sense. Maybe they just have a ton of insurance on it, but I have $100 insurance, and it's going to go for $9.75 for my area to a similar area, if that makes sense. But it's pretty heavy. It is pretty heavy. So those that may have missed the story about the change machine, New Wave Toys put this bad boy up on their site this week. It's been sold out for like a year and a half. I was trying to grab a little bit of that action, and I even had a bid retraction once they posted it. So, but it's new on the site, I think, for $60, and then I think shipping is like high, like $20. So, you do what you do, right? You do what you do. So yeah, Zoop. We played that. I played it for my first time on the video, and it's kind of like a puzzle game, but it has a lot of colors in it. I find those challenging. Not going to lie. My wife likes to make fun of me because I'm colorblind. Huh. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. $12.50 and $55 is what we're at in the two auctions right now. That Zoop game, sitting there all alone, no book, no box. But I think it looked like the puzzle game might be kind of fun. I mean, that's a factor in itself, right? So, I don't know. I do want the weather to change, though. It's been kind of drizzly raining. Later this morning it started, or was it at like 10:19 it started, I think, Stacy? And still kind of drizzly rainy out there now. So it might mean a wet post office trip for me today with the packages that are selling off today. But it's I'm ready for the winter. I don't want rain anymore. I want like snow, and I want buckets of snow. I want big snow drifts. I want to go skiing. I want to go ice fishing. I want to do it all. The best part is about Mount Cato is Wednesday's my busiest day of the week. As dumb as it sounds, right? Because I do the silly live show. I do all my eBay packaging and listing on Wednesday mornings, and then after the show, I have to do all the labeling and run to the post office and do all that good stuff, right? But Mount Cato's closed on Wednesdays, so that works out pretty well. Also Wednesdays, it is church night, so I have to go to Big Dog usually, so very important. I am looking very forward to a Big Dog Blizzard Day. Not gonna lie. Katie hates winter. Well, why do you live in Minnesota then? That just seems like a silly thing. Winter's wonderful. Winter kills all the bugs. Yeah, it's like the rain usually just soaks in the ground, but the snow stays. It's kind of fun. And Kyle and I are going to build an ice bar in the backyards. And are going to have some fun back there, I think. So I got to really acclimate to the cold, though. I'm not used to it. Had to go out to the shed today to get a box for that laptop. And I was digging around there, and I just had shorts and a t-shirt on. And I'm not going to lie, I got a little cold walking back. A little windy. But that was before it started raining, at least. 20-second mark. This is snipe territory. Are we going to see anything? We got 9 watchers and 14 watchers. We're at 1250 and 55. So we'll see. Oh, 1550 Jaguar. Let out that roar. And the coin machine probably won't go up. I hope that guy pays for it. 1650. Hey, we got a little bit of something, didn't we? We'll go. All right, so yeah, got about a beer out of the Zoop. We'll take it. Here is the Nintendo 64. That is in really nice condition. Hey, Brain Dead went up to $2.25. I wonder if it's my ingenious marketing skills of going into Facebook and doing it all. Yeah, Lamont, you would miss the Minnesota winters. You'd have fun ice fishing with us. You should make a trip up sometime and we can all hang out. But I bought a new used tent, new to me tent, and I sold my big fish house to Joe. Joe, if you're watching, I hope you're having a great day. I heard the news about Mary. There's something about Mary. You better check it out. And what is the case? I live. Oh yeah. Yeah, I could see Missouri winter not being, you wouldn't get a lot of snow there. You get some ice issues occasionally, I imagine, but you do get a lot more rain than actual snow. You're just a little too warm. But I don't know if it's global warming or just a weird cycle right now, but we haven't had a bad winter in quite a while. And I kind of like a bad winter. I kind of like this whole doomsday kind of like simulated scenario. Like this week I went out to my shed and I kind of dug it all out. Oh wait, let me just see this one. See, this is for $90 for Brain Dead 13, or you get it for $2.25. The discs are in great shape. It has this book. Oh, there's interesting. So it has this book and the game, but it doesn't have the long box. And apparently there was like original weird disc things. Interesting. So, but the game's all there. You get to play the whole game, Brain Dead 13. But anyway, sorry. I was out digging around in the shed and I got the snowblower out and I wheeled it up to my third stall and started it up really nice and easy. I checked the gas. It was still full from last year. I don't think I snowblowed at all with it last year, if I remember right. We didn't have measurable enough snow to snowblow. Really depressing winter last year. It's like living in Missouri. Kansas, Missouri. Kansas. Is it called Kansas City, Missouri? I can't remember, Lamont. I always get so confused. Easily confused. It wasn't long ago I watched that movie, Arkansas, and I thought it was called Arkansas. You can fit it in your third stall. Yes, I can fit it in my third stall. Got the snowblower in there. Oh, Joe just replied. He sent me some sort of emoji or something. So he must be listening. So I had called him out. He listens a lot from his car on the way to work. I know that. So good for you, Joe. But yeah, no, so I got the snowblower in there and I got my sled. I did a patch on the new to me tent for ice fishing and I cleaned it all up and I bought an organizer for it too. Used to have one a lot like it. So it's a pretty slick deal, really. I don't have a lot of money into that. So I think when it comes to these tents now, and I've owned plenty of them and I own the Big Fish house too. And a lot of fun with a lot of different things, right? But if you get a marketplace and you look for a good, clean fish trap like clam setup, you'd be shocked by how good these used ones are. I've owned, ones that have the, what do you call it? Quilted walls where they'll hold the heat in better. And then I've had them without the quilted. And I used to think I really liked the quilted. And they do help. There's no doubt about that. But it makes them like 3 times heavier. So if you're ever pulling a sled with those quilted walls, it's not fun. Because I carry around a 20-pound propane tank.
You know, you got all stuff. We got 10 seconds here. We're at 61 at 225. Boy, that brain dead 13. Oh, 425. We got 615, 1050. Hey, I'll take it. And the N64 ends at $61. That's a pretty good deal for N64, I think. Wait, did that really end at 61? Yep, it did. All right. So Brain Dead ended at 1977. Sometimes they go up after it ends. It seems kind of confusing. I get confused by that. That was a nice run. Wow! All right, how about that? We got a nice little pickup there at the end. I'll take it. We'll take it. Now, what do we have up next here? I'm seeing new items I've been putting up. We got the Donkey Kong Country. That is sitting at, I think, $30, it said. I'm going to hit refresh here. And what is the other one on here? Hit refresh. The new items are going up. Oh, these are the last two before the bonus item. All right, so we got Donkey Kong Country in the box complete for $30. And we have 16 watchers, which is a healthy number of watchers, which leads me to believe we might get some sniping. And we have the Game Elf 412 games in one, vertical multi arcade game JAMA board, CGA, VGA, output, MAME. There you go. Whew, a lot of words. Yeah, and kind of cool too. You know what? I'm supposed to have another beer yet. I better finish this one here. Thank you, Nissan. Skull Vikes. Look at that. What do we have in this now? It's another Summit, but it's different. We have the Summit Oatmeal Stout. Look at that. It's like a milkshake in a can. So delicious. Oh. Yeah, that's all right. The transition. Going from a coffee beer to an oatmeal stout. I like it. Look at this. These guys are selling it. Buy it now for $105, and it's at $30. So let's hope it goes up. Otherwise, these guys are just pounding sand. We'll see what happens. Pounding sand. What a term. Have you ever hit sand with your fist? It is crazy. It doesn't do a lot. Like, I guess that's where the saying probably comes from. Interesting. So I mentioned earlier that we're making ribs for Thanksgiving. I'm doing 6 racks. And I love my smoker. The only thing I don't like about my smoker is I'm not a huge fan of the app. It's finicky. And I don't always trust the app, if that makes sense. And I own a Z-Grill. And it's a huge one. It's got a huge barrel on it. And it makes it kind of fun. And wait, some people are typing. You bought a sample. Yes, I did buy a sample. Oh, you're supposed to drink that for breakfast? You're probably right, Ryan. That is a good mix. So within the mix too, it had their IPA, and it had a stout they have too. So it might be one of the best sample packs I've ever purchased, to be honest. So really good. So, but we're doing these racks of ribs for originally was going to do a brisket, like my first time doing a giant brisket, because I keep finding them at Sam's Club where I can get like these 4 or 5 pound briskets. They turn out amazing. Really like them. But I was going to do like a big boy. Then I started trying to calculate when it would be done, because they're traveling here and it'd be kind of a tight window. And I started getting nervous, and I know ribs. I know ribs well. I kind of do the 3-2-1, but it really it's like a 3-2.5, if that makes sense. So it takes about 5.5 hours the way I'm doing it, and they've been turning out just delicious.
So we'll go with that. So I'm going to go to Sam's and get 6 extra ribs. All right, we got 10 seconds here. We're still at 30 and 31. Like to see some movement on that Donkey Kong. There we go, $45. That's a nice snipe of $15. $47 and 31 ends it for the other two. All right, so we did get another $17, and we'll take that. All right, so Katie, I hope you're ready for the bonus items for the day. Maybe not as exciting of ones as you're used to. Ooh, this just went up, $66. Look at that. Get my money back on that. Went from 52 to 66. And this VHS, we have more VHS going up next week. And I just don't know if I don't think there's a lot of money in VHS, guys, unless it's really rare stuff. This is brand new, still sealed, and yeah, we do have 4 watchers. I guess I'm kind of surprised got a watcher at all on it. Let's bring up what is up already for next week, shall we? All right, so we have 6 games for the GameCube. It's a lot of all sports titles. Isn't that exciting? And then we have, I can't say this, Daedalus Encounter for the 3DO. That has, what's her name again? It's Tia Carrera. Back when she's still pretty good looking. I have a Z Grill. I'll take a picture of it and send it to you, Michael. It's it really holds a lot. It's a pellet. So what do you call it? So it's because Z Grill is the original makers of Traeger, and Traeger ended up dropping them after several years because Z Grill started selling their own stuff, and Traeger got really mad. And now Traeger's made by some strange off-the-wall company, to be honest. So, but anyway, yeah. So that's what I have. So we had the Mortal Kombat that was relisted. We relisted that together on the show here today. We have Hell for 3DO. Really strange game. Very strange game. Getting watchers on stuff early, which is good, I think. NFL Quarterback Club for the 32X. This is a weird one here. This is just, there's no games, just a bunch of boxes and books for the 3DO. That's going to be a fun one, I think, next week. I bet that goes for more than we think. I'm optimistic. We got Shining in the Darkness. We've sold this game before in different variants. Dragon's Lair for the 3DO. We got Haley Wars for the Game Gear. Rare game. Kingdom Crusade for Nintendo Game Boy. It's our first Game Boy game we're selling. Here's a PC game. Look at that. Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. A lot of 10 Sega Genesis games, including but not limited to Street Fighter 2, Sonic, Batman, Six Pack. Then we got a Game Gear lot of 7 with manuals. All of them have manuals, and they're very nice looking. I did put this at $50 for the HP Envy to start things off. I don't know. This is my broken laptop. Sad story. Yeah. And then the laptop, and we have 2 VHS lots are the bonus items for next week. So this VHS lot, I was thinking, oh, Katie's going to like we're selling VHSs. Then I'm thinking, wait a minute, Katie's probably almost too young to understand even what a VHS is. Kind of grew up in the land of DVD. So, but anyway, Labyrinth, 3 Men and a Baby, Breakfast Club, and Monty Python's Holy Grail. That would be like, how do you say? You could watch all 4 of those movies in one night on a prom night party. Yeah, that's fun. That ghost wasn't real in 3 Men and a Baby, but it was actually a cardboard standout or something, I guess. Intentionally put there. So there. All right, where are we at here? We're still at $66 and $1.29. We got 38 seconds to go. And this is our final auction for the day. So, it's you know, it is kind of sad to say, it is the last auction. But, what are you going to do? Don't worry. It's okay. We'll have more auctions next week. We're getting down to the
to the 15 seconds. And we're getting in there pretty good here, guys. Pretty good. Let's see. Do you think we're going to get any snipes here? Think the VHS? We got 2 seconds to go. We got nothing. Oh, bonus items. Ending the day with crickets. Well, thank you again, guys. I hope you have a great day. Take care.